Pandemic very much affecting the tradition of campaign watch parties. Jennifer Borrasso is live now with how some people around here were watching things tonight. Jen?
Well, Ken, yes, it's unprecedented times. We tried to get into a watch party at a college, at a political headquarters, but a lot watched this debate virtually online. They held watch parties. We caught up with a guy who watched the debate at a restaurant and a guy who watched from home. A historic night, the first 2020 presidential debate during a pandemic. Many now choosing to participate in virtual debate watch parties. Vice President Mike Pence made a stop just outside of Lancaster.
With 4 more years of President Donald Trump in the White House, we're going to continue to achieve American energy independence, and the best is yet to come for Pennsylvania and America.
Before the debate, Democratic Congressman Mike Doyle said he wanted civility from both candidates.
The American people don't want a mud fight. The American people want to know how the next president of the United States is going to help their families, how the president will deal with COVID-19. And I think that Joe is going to speak directly to the American people about those issues.
Tony McGartland of Murraysville is a staunch Republican who feels the debates are invaluable. He feels President Trump's no-nonsense style and record will propel him.
We think that, once people see, hear that Joe can't, doesn't have any record to stand on, and the president does. I mean, he has a tremendous record. Trump's very honest. He's not a manipulator of words. He says it like it is.
Anthony Jefferson of Oakland is a Democrat. He believes Joe Biden will do a good job.
He's not an entertainer. He is one who he can write policy, and he can do things that we need to make America what it needs to be, which is great for everyone.
And Ken, one independent voter told me off camera, these debates are important. He wanted to hear what both candidates had to say. Reporting live, Jennifer Borrasso, KDKA News.